Welcome back. This is where we ended the last video, the remains of the barn that we burned down. And now I'm moving on to the next project, which is this grove of wild plums. It's pretty big. It's been here a while and it needs to go. It's just getting bigger and really serves no purpose except for maybe for the deer. I wanted to try and see what my old Bobcat tractor would do to these trees, and it did pretty well. In about 2 hours, I was able to clear out this whole area here and get it piled up right here. Luckily for me, this soil is really sandy, so it's pretty easy to pull small trees and stuff out with an old piece of equipment like I have. It's just crazy how thick this stuff is, though. I don't know if you can even tell, but you couldn't walk through there if you needed to. The reason I'm taking this out is so I can get more access to the rest of the property with equipment to get in there and remove the old dead wood and trim what needs to be trimmed, and then remove as many cedars as possible because they are invasive and they'll take over if given the opportunity. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and we're going to tear out some more wild plums. We're back out at my property, and I recently got a Connex box delivered that I can use for storage. So I'll be able to lock stuff up somewhat securely in here and not have to carry stuff around and carry stuff back and forth as much. So that will be really nice. Current weather here is 103 with 33% humidity, which apparently makes it feel like 108 according to Google. Getting the power pole set up, the temporary power pole, so that I can get power brought out to the property so I can use battery chargers and maybe put a small refrigerator in the Connex to keep the drinks cold on these hot days. My goal for today is to get this thing tilted up into the hole that I dug yesterday and have it set up so I can call and get them to come out. So let's see if I can tilt this thing up and not blow my back out. Here goes nothing. This is for all you CrossFitters out there. I don't have a big tractor tire to flip over, and I don't have a big piece of rope to wiggle around. So we're gonna do country CrossFit pole lifting. CrossFit! CrossFit! Shoot, you guys make it look so hard.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
I've been distracted. I'm now working on a different project. I'm working over at my son's house. Clearly, you can see that we are moving a bunch of dirt around, and he lives about 30 minutes away from my property. What we're doing is actually digging a pond in his backyard. I can't give away the exact location because I don't want Kyle to get here. Texas is not ready for Kyle. Here it is, the big dig. That's my new excavator. We were waiting for buckets to arrive from Europe so I could use this thing. So I'm trying to get this pond dug before the weather comes, the rain and stuff, and then that way I can take it over to my property and use it over there to do what I need to do there. We're digging this thing about 10 feet deep, and as you can see, somebody had put in some concrete piers to actually build a house in this location several years ago. So we are digging those out of the ground to make way for the new pond. And we're just using the dirt to fill in low spots in the property here and spread it out and smooth it out and make the water flow. Because my son lives at the end of the street, so all the water comes from the neighborhood and flows right down through his property and next to his property and heads down this little creek that flows through the fields next door. So we're trying to divert the water properly and get it to drain well so that not only does it not flood the property, but it just moves along and gets out of the way. So I'll be working here for a little while until I can get this done. We're probably about almost halfway done with this. Like I said, it's about 10 feet deep. It's probably about 40 feet the way we're looking this direction here, and it will probably be about 50 feet this direction over here, maybe a little bit wider when we break down the sides a little bit and make it a smoother edges to walk into it. So this is going to be interesting. I've never done anything this big before, but where better to learn than at your son's house. All right, I'll keep you filled in on the progress. We have all of our heaviest equipment out here on the job site. My 4-year-old project manager runs these two pieces of equipment while I'm running the larger one. Of course, all under his supervision. And we're using it to fill up the trailer here, to run the dirt everywhere, to fill in the low spots. And then I also have assistant supervisors here. We have Jake and Hubcap. And they don't really do much like most supervisors, but here we are. I have returned to the scene of the crime. It's been a while since we've been here. We were digging along with the excavator, doing real well, and as you can see, we've dug a lot more since the last video. It's also been about 2.5 months. A lot has been happening behind the scenes. I managed to break the excavator. I blew a hydraulic line as I was digging right here in this area, and pretty much just have this small corner here left to dig for the main body of the pond. But we've been in the process of trying to repair the excavator lately, and not being an equipment mechanic and not knowing anybody who is an equipment mechanic makes it kind of tough. It's really expensive to get a piece of equipment repaired, and the parts are not cheap either. So a friend of mine and I have been just trying to sort through it and figure it all out. It has rained here once already, so the rain could start up anytime again. And once the rain does start, there is no getting any kind of a vehicle back here. This turns into nasty mud that you don't even want to play with. I actually went on a road trip around the western states of the United States for about a month, and that took up a lot of my time. Obviously, that'll be my next video that I put out. Hopefully that will be coming sooner than this one did, but I just wanted to check in and let you know what's going on, and hopefully we'll get the excavator done or repaired and back on projects, probably over at the other property. But I think we're going to be done here for the season until it dries back out next spring. So I guess that's it for right now. And here is the pond in its current state.